Trackhouse gets a nice pickup, SVG and Zilisch are on generational runs, and let's rank the top 10 active road course racers in the NASCAR Cup Series. Really, let's rank 2 through 10. I think 1 has already been decided. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. I hope you're doing well. I was just looking at the entry list for this Saturday's Xfinity Series race at Dover. It's wild. You got some Cup drivers mixed in there, some drivers making their season debuts, others making their first Xfinity Series start ever. We'll talk more about that tomorrow because I actually have an interview with Ryan Truex scheduled, who is racing this weekend and is the back-to-back defending Dover Xfinity winner. So those topics will tie nicely together. But the reason I bring up the Dover Xfinity Series entry list today is because I just saw on social media that Kris Wright is not on the Our Motorsports roster. In fact, according to Joseph Srigley of TobyChristie.com, Kaz Grala will drive that car this weekend. Kris Wright and Our Motorsports have gone their separate ways mid-season. And I can't say I'm shocked. Things got off to a bad start this year at Daytona when Kris Wright said he lost brakes, caused a big wreck, then later admitted he just got onto pit road late. Beef with Josh Bilicki, then Kris Wright couldn't hold a lane at Texas and collected the race leader. Then he failed to qualify for the Chicago street race. I looked at the numbers. He is last in points among full-time Xfinity Series drivers. Yeah, I don't know what kind of money he was bringing in, but obviously it was no longer worth it for Our Motorsports to keep him in that car. Sucks for Kris Wright, but it's a performance-based business, and the performance was clearly lacking. We'll talk more about the Dover entry list tomorrow. A lot of young drivers I want to spotlight in the next episode, but we'll move on for now because Team Trackhouse is also in the news today. Todd Meredith, who was part of Joe Gibbs Racing pretty much from the beginning, 1992 all the way up until 2016, is now joining Trackhouse as their president of racing operations. In a statement, Justin Marks, Trackhouse owner, said, quote, "We're thrilled to welcome someone of Todd's caliber and experience to help guide Trackhouse from the top. His focus on culture, strategy, quick decision-making, and organization will be a massive shot in the arm for this company as we navigate a pivotal growth period in the history of Trackhouse racing." Seems like a good pickup. It's hard to say if Todd Meredith will move the needle all that much. Recently, Shane Van Gisbergen has moved the needle a ton, but despite his recent surge, Trackhouse drivers still rank 9th, 26th, and 29th in the regular season points right now. In that statement, Justin Marks called this a pivotal growth period for Trackhouse. We know Daniel Suarez is on his way out, and Connor Zilisch, who will be 19 years old next year, is likely to replace him. But I wonder, with Dodge and Honda discussing potential Cup Series programs, is that part of why this is considered a pivotal time for Trackhouse? Or maybe Trackhouse is looking to strengthen their alliance with Chevrolet? Not sure. We know there's been turnover at Trackhouse. Obviously, Suarez is leaving soon. Ty Norris left the company last fall, joined Colleague. Avenue Sports Fund invested in the team. Pitbull sold his stake, got out. On track, it feels like Ross Chastain, as long as he can dial back some of that over-aggression, is a championship contender in the right equipment. Shane Van Gisbergen, 3-time winner this year, likely is not a championship contender yet, but with the 17 playoff points he's earned, he could get through the round of 16. There's a road course in the round of 12. He could win his way into the round of 8. I could see SVG playing spoiler, boxing a big name out of that semi-final playoff round. So Trackhouse has big aspirations, big goals for this season, this fall. They just need a small boost. Perhaps Todd Meredith can be that shot in the arm Justin Marks is referring to. We'll see. Noteworthy pickup, though, for Team Trackhouse. While we're on the topic of Trackhouse, I want to spotlight 2 insane stats I've seen this week, beginning with Shane Van Gisbergen. Again, according to reporter Joseph Srigley, Shane Van Gisbergen is officially the quickest driver in modern Cup Series history to get 4 career wins. It took him 13 fewer races than it took Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards. SVG got there quicker than Jimmy Jimmie Johnson did, Davey Allison, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon. I mean, look at this list. It's almost all Hall of Famers. Look, I know. Context is key. Way more road courses on the schedule today than there were back in Jeff or Tony or Jimmy or Dale's day, and road courses are right in Shane Van Gisbergen's wheelhouse, no doubt. I'm not saying SVG is a greater NASCAR driver than Gordon or Earnhardt or Johnson, obviously not, but this is objectively a crazy stat. And I will say, some fans I've seen this week have been real quick to try and dismiss SVG's accomplishments. He's only good at road courses. He'll be irrelevant at the ovals. Road racing isn't real NASCAR. First off, road course racing has been a part of NASCAR since the beginning. The first NASCAR drivers cut their teeth on mountainous roads, racing away from the cops during Prohibition. And secondly, if it was easy to do what Shane Van Gisbergen is doing, why hasn't anyone else done it? Especially considering in modern NASCAR, every driver, every team in the garage has access to SVG's exact real-time steering, throttle, and braking data. They could mimic his exact driving style, but obviously so far no one has been capable of doing so. I get that his time in V8 supercars translates pretty well over to the next-gen car, but still. It's not like he's in the best cup car in the garage, far from it. We just talked about Trackhouse's lack of speed the first half of this year, so I don't understand why so many fans are so quick to discredit SVG's recent success. Can't we just appreciate how talented he is? The statistical anomaly that is Shane Van Gisbergen? Can't we just have fun with it for a few weeks? It's not that serious, folks. Anyway, the other ridiculous stat I saw relates to Connor Zilisch, 18-year-old Xfinity Series rookie. As was first noted on the NASCAR subreddit, since coming back from that back injury he suffered at Talladega, Zilisch has 2 wins, 3 second-place finishes, 7 straight top 5s, and an average finish of 2.4. Unbelievable. I don't know that Zilisch will catch Justin Allgaier before the end of the regular season, but he's only 10 points behind second place in points. And remember, Zilisch missed a whole race that these other guys didn't. I know JRM is a great team, and I know the jump from Xfinity to Cup is dramatic. And I also understand that he'll be 19 years old at the start of next year, so we need to keep our expectations realistic. But Connor Zilisch is an elite prospect. I said it a few weeks ago, and I'll make the comparison again now. He is in that tier with the Kyle Larsons, the Chase Elliott's, the Joey Logano's. He is one of those generational prospects, extremely talented, versatile. The hype is real. Zilisch is the real deal. Again, he is an Xfinity Series rookie. He's got a win on an oval already. He has double the top 5s of his fellow Rookie of the Year contender and teammate Carson Kvapil. Nick Sanchez is the only other rookie top 10 in points, and he won a few weeks ago at Atlanta. He's actually had a really good year, but then you get guys like Christian Eckes and Taylor Gray and Gibbs Equipment battling for one of the few remaining playoff spots. Don't get me started on William Sawalich, who's been terrible this year for Joe Gibbs Racing, although credit to him, he did just run 3rd at Sonoma, first top 5 of the year. Well done. Point is, Connor Zilisch has been the standout rookie and has now in recent weeks emerged as a very legitimate Xfinity Series championship threat. Crazy mid-season stats from Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilisch I wanted to spotlight. Now it's time for our weekly power rankings with a twist. Back-to-back road course races, 3 road course races in the last month. I figured this week, rather than ranking the best all-around drivers in the Cup Series, we would rank the top 10 active road course racing teams in Cup. This should be interesting. Let's get started. There are a ton of drivers that could be considered honorable mentions, like Ty Gibbs, a lot of top 5s on road courses early in his career. Chase Briscoe just ran 2nd at Sonoma, has had some good recent road course finishes. Ross Chastain is solid, but it's been over 3 years since his only road course win, and he had to knock AJ Allmendinger and Alex Bowman out of the way to get it. It's between Alex Bowman and AJ Allmendinger for my 10th spot. Both have 1 win in the next-gen car. Allmendinger's been a little better in qualifying, but Bowman has a slightly better average finish. Allmendinger probably has more pace as a driver, but Bowman is solid and is in a better car. So honestly, you could flip a coin. Maybe y'all will think I'm crazy, but I'll actually take Alex Bowman at 10. Let's be fair about AJ Allmendinger. He is being held back by Kaulig Racing. How do I know? Just look at Shane Van Gisbergen's numbers with Kaulig versus Trackhouse. With Kaulig, SVG has 0 wins, a 17th place average finish, 31 laps led. With Trackhouse, he has 4 wins, a 3rd place average finish, over 200 laps led. If I was just ranking road course drivers, I'd probably take Allmendinger over Bowman, even though AJ can be a little inconsistent, but I'm ranking the whole team. Bowman and the 48 group have been a little more consistent. Alex Bowman at 10. He's got 3 top 10s at road courses this year. Allmendinger only has 1. Bowman has the 8th best road course average finish the past 4 years. Allmendinger is ranked 12th. So I'm sorry. The stats favor Alex Bowman. Bowman at 10, Allmendinger an honorable mention at 9. Kyle Busch has 7 top 5 finishes at road courses in the next gen era. That's 4th best. Earlier this year, he led the most laps at COTA, outran Shane Van Gisbergen most of the day, and probably wins that race if not for a late race caution and some strategy gambles that didn't pan out. Yes, he wrecked himself in the rain at Mexico, but his other road course finishes this year are 5th, 5th, 10th. Kyle Busch is pretty darn good. RCR, not bad. At road courses, Busch at 9, at 8. Fun fact, Kyle Larson is tied for the 2nd most wins on road courses in the next gen era. If you go back to 2021, he has 6 career road course wins. He's in rarefied air. This team is the whole package. Good driver, good crew chief. Hendrick Motorsports brings good cars. Last year, I would have had Larson in the top 5, but I have to drop him to 8 because this year, the finishes have been awful. Most of it's not the driver's fault. Like at COTA, wheel fell off the car. They finished 32nd. Mexico City, he was running like 10th when Kyle Busch wrecked him. Ran 13th at Chicago. Okay, all right. But then 36th at Sonoma this weekend, incident late. A lot of bad luck for sure, but they also are not putting themselves in position to be ahead of the mess. He's not been top 3 in pace on road races this year, so I have to drop Larson a few spots, even though he is one of the statistically winningest road course racers in Cup Series history. At 7, Chris Buescher now has the 2nd best average finish at road courses in the next gen era. He trails Shane Van Gisbergen. He's tied for the most top 10s the past 4 years, but he only ranks 12th in top 5s. So that suggests Buescher is usually in that 6th to 8th place range. That's part of why I have him 7th. He did win Watkins Glen last year. I admire his consistency. Chris Buescher, 7th best road course racing team in Cup at 6. If Michael McDowell were in a Gibbs or a Hendrick car, he would probably be top 5. Fun fact, Michael McDowell has led multiple laps in every road course race this season, including 31 laps led at Chicago before the throttle stuck and he had to pull it into the garage. Bounced back to finish 4th at Sonoma, won the Indy road course 2 years ago. Technical issues have plagued Spire all year, but when the wheels stay on the car, Michael McDowell is a top 5 wheelman. I've got him in 6th. In the top 5, William Byron won a road course race in 2023, won a race in 2024, has not won this year but finished 2nd at COTA to Christopher Bell, top 10 finishes at Mexico, Sonoma. Chicago was the one black guy. He wrecked in practice and then the team had mechanical issues at the very start of the race, so a rough finish there, but William Byron statistically has been a top 5 road course racer the past couple of years. In the 4th spot, the aforementioned Christopher Bell. Some great road course racing numbers this year. Obviously, he won at Circuit of the Americas. He's the only non-SVG road course winner this year. Deserves points for that. Was 2nd at Mexico to SVG. 5th this past weekend at Sonoma. Overcame an early incident. And remember, Christopher Bell got his first Cup win on a road course, Daytona, in 2021. Christopher Bell at 4. Top 3, Tyler Reddick. I know he's been a little quiet lately, but he does have 3 road course wins in the next gen era with 2 different teams. They missed it at Mexico City, but his other road course finishes this year are 3rd, 6th, so he's in the mix. 10th place average finish on road courses in the next gen era. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you. He's led over 200 laps at road courses in that span. That's 2nd best in the series, only behind SVG. I know he hasn't won in a couple years now, but I still consider Tyler Reddick easily one of the top 5 road course contending teams in Cup today. At number 2, I know Chase Elliott hasn't won a road course race in almost 4 years, but he has 4 top 5 finishes in the past 5 races. And he has the most road course top 5 finishes in Cup since 2022. He's usually in the mix. If something happens to SVG, expect Chase Elliott to strike. We have to respect the fact that he has 7 road racing wins in his career. Good for 3rd all time. Chase Elliott at 2. Very reliable, very consistent. But the obvious number 1, I'm sorry I made you wait this long, Shane Van Gisbergen. Already has the most road course wins in the next gen era, most laps led, best average finish. Honestly, looking back at that Coda race in March, it's wild that Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell and maybe a couple others you could argue outran SVG. I guess it's early in the year. He wasn't quite gelling with his new team, new crew chief just yet, but man, like that race looks like such an anomaly now that we think back to it. Obviously, SVG has proven he is a monster at new road courses. Old road courses does not matter. Obvious number 1 choice. There we go. The top 10 road course racing teams in the NASCAR Cup Series right now, according to me. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I know there will be debate over AJ Allmendinger not making lists. The numbers don't lie. Allmendinger's a great road racer. His team's not. This is a team sport at the end of the day. Michael McDowell did enough to win the Chicago street race, or at least contend. His car failed him. So you got to factor in car, team, all that good stuff. This is my top 10. Let me know if you agree, disagree down in the comment section below. What a fun one. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more NASCAR content, news, rumors, race reactions, and so much more every day, every week, all year long. Really appreciate your generous support. Like I teased earlier, Ryan Truex joins the show tomorrow. Have some other guests joining us later in the week as well. Lots to talk about between now and Dover, the Monster Mile, Saturday, Sunday. Trucks racing this weekend? Not quite. I think they're still off. ARCA's racing, I think. Big weekend at Dover. Anyway, I will talk to you again soon. Have a great rest of your day, folks. Thanks for watching.